Hello ladies and gentlemen, before we start this awesome video, we kindly ask you to subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and a comment would be so much appreciated. You guys don't know how much it helps us, keeps us motivated and wanting to share more great videos with you. Now, let's jump on today's video. Why you should watch One Punch Man. How's it going today? Today we'll talk about the show that had the whole world by storm the moment it came out. A show that whilst on Webtoon went viral enough to get manga adaptation that everyone just couldn't get enough of. From being a worldwide sensation to finally getting an anime adaptation, it was a show that everyone, even people who knew nothing about anime, were looking forward to since it was literally all over the internet the entire of 2015. People who knew about it already had an idea of how big a deal it was going to be since we'd seen it topping all kinds of charts no matter which website was in question. Getting adapted by one of the best anime studios in the industry, One Punch Man was truly something that had everyone's hopes high long before it aired. It was a show that made anime look like something else entirely. From having those crisp animations that made the trailer look like a lot of budget had went into it on its production alone, it was an anime everyone was looking forward to since it was something that looked like a revolution, something that would mark a new era and would bring in more and more people to the beautiful world we call anime. Soon the wait was over and the first episode rang our doorbells whilst we were sleeping as close to that door as we could to open it as fast as we could back then. Everyone watched the first episode and the ratings were already something never seen before since it topped the charts with its first episode alone. Waiting the entire week was the hardest task to date, looking back on those days, but there was a lot to One Punch Man that made it the way it was and made it go down as one of the best anime in history. It's a show that brings a lot to the table and something that's like the best anime while looking for one from the modern era. I'm sure everyone's watched it at this point, but if you're amongst the handful of people that haven't, I'm here to tell you why you must watch this show since it's something that you must watch in order to die in peace. Let's dive right into the many reasons that make One Punch Man so sweet and something so special you just can't miss on it. Also, the following review might contain some spoilers, so we're giving you a spoiler alert, since we wouldn't want to spoil the best show for you and be the villain you chase to the end of the earth later on. We wouldn't want that to happen, so we're warning you beforehand. We know we're Einstein. A story so simple yet so entertaining, the name says it all, One Punch Man. The protagonist, Saitama, blows everyone who stands in front of him away with a single punch. This holds true the entirety of the series as well since his fists just know no equal. That's the entire story in a nutshell. He just goes around punching villains that disintegrate the moment the punch makes the slightest impact on them. But the best part about it, it's the way it's executed and brought forward for us to see. The story never gets bland at all and introduces villains that are quite innovative with those character designs and weapons that are sure to make you fall in love with one every other 5 minutes or so, because that's the longest they last. The way the dialogue progresses between the characters to how Saitama almost always says the same words, "hero for fun," and is always bored and disappointed as to how he wasn't able to fight to his fullest extent, is something that just never gets old. It's so simple that it keeps you on board and all in during its entire runtime while being light and understandable by everyone. But at the same time, that simple story theme is kept and progressed in such an interesting way that it makes you feel like something that you've always wanted to watch but just got the opportunity to do so. It's like a dream come true for sure. An animation that looks hot out of the oven. One Punch Man has done everything perfectly, everything there is. But the one thing that made it stand in an entire different line compared to the rest of the anime was the animation. The animation is so crisp that it looks like it's hot even today if you re-watch it once again. The character to the fist to everything, it feels like they actually make an impact and make us feel as if the fights have been going on here in real life. The choreography is so on point and the animation only makes it look better and makes it stand out even more and more. The animation is on par with the likes of Fate Zero, that's considered the god of anime when it comes to animation. But when the fighting starts, we see all kinds of godly movements going on. It breaks through and makes the Fate series bite the dust in an instant. The fighting is the main theme of One Punch Man, and the animation only makes it look more and more like something that's just out of this world. A cast of characters that has everything for everyone. One Punch Man features the most diverse cast of characters to date. We have the omnipotent Saitama, who's ready to smash anything to bits in an instant, given that the monster or villain wants to blast the earth into smithereens. Then we have the ultimate sidekick, Genos, who's there at his master's beck and call, despite people regarding him as someone who far outclasses him, but in reality, we know how things are in the anime. Those are the main characters, but the ones that come up later on, Sea King, Mosquito, Carnage, Kabuto are nothing less than truly villains and should be feared since they have a lot of potential and could truly wipe off the planet Earth, given Saitama wasn't out there to save the day. The Hero Association is truly one to stand out since it has mystery men, the likes of Ame Mask, we know nothing about, and Snack, who has this rookie crushing thing, the scene that can never be forgotten at all. The characters are like the finest ones at their quality as well, and no one feels copied or anything since they all have vibrant personalities and individualities that make them stand out for sure. A soundtrack that gets the adrenaline going, as if one punch at the beginning wasn't enough to get you pumped and ready to fight invisible beings while catching nothing but thin air. The anime is full of beats that are sure to get you jumping all over the place just to fall off all of a sudden and break your neck or something. The soundtrack is literally something that conveys the best of the action genre and makes you feel like the invasion is real and you're wanted there to fight the bad guys and save the planet Earth itself. Throughout the whole show, we see lots of OSTs that bring out the best of the show and make us see just how good perfect music can add to an anime's charm. Fights you'll be coming back again and again to watch. One of the best fights ever to exist when it comes to anime. It's truly One Punch Man that did it in the perfect way imaginable. Whether it's the sound of the punches hitting the villain's face or the choreography or just different fighting styles that are featured in the show, everything is done in a way that's so perfect it makes you rethink as to whether it can be done better or not. Whether Saitama versus Kabuto, Saitama versus Genos, the transitions to the camera angles to the way everything goes down is executed in the perfect manner and makes things look as if they're from the future and time travel has been going on there at the anime studios in Japan. The best one to date, one that's remembered as the very best in anime history, Saitama vs. Boros, is something that was a banger. It was so good that it made One Punch Man rank higher by the minute the episode was out. From the different special moves to how the fight progresses to how the transitions occur, everything is done in such a perfect way that it's difficult to find a flaw even with the finest magnifying glass at your disposal. A recruitment exam never seen before. We all know how hard rules are when people are recruiting someone for something that's real important. Be it the military making you run all these drills and do all these different exercises and trainings while thought of being a soldier makes you open your eyes the next morning, to being interviewed for a job that'll determine whether you join the board of directors or not the very next second. Getting a good job is really hard these days, and it takes a lot more than sheer effort and willpower to recognize that. Being a hero can certainly be a really tough job as well, since you're always in the face of danger and have to fight all of your life, all the time, since you're the beacon of society. The lighthouse that people look up to when they're in the face of danger. So it's only a given that the exam, the grounds on which they'll be recruiting you, would be out of this world as well. In order to join the Hero Association, you must take both a written exam and physical exam to determine your talents and assess you both mentally and physically. Saitama, there at the physical exam, despite being full of random things you've surely never seen before, demolished the exam, setting new world records in almost every other course that he participated in. The sight of him doing all that truly made some people quit even before they took the exam, since even a toddler can tell that the guy is on a whole nother level and they can't match him even if they train like that for 1,000,000 years. Since the Dragon Ball days, people were all about how Vegeta broke the punching machine when everyone was like flicking their fingers at it and still breaking world records. Saitama followed suit and gave the punching machine a combined force of what it had been enduring all this time. That sure taught the machine a lesson. A comedy you just can't get enough of. Aside from the action that's one of the main perks of One Punch Man as a show, there's another thing that makes it stand out and sit on the throne as one of the best action comedy anime out there. That very thing being comedy itself. The comedy is so out of context, so random, and at times so unexpected that it makes you rethink how'd that happen. But still, it happened and caught you off guard, making you laugh your guts out. The punchlines are so strong that they add more sky-high reach of the show than the action had already escalated it to, and developments that no one could have predicted even a second before, since they were so out of the blue. So unexpected that even while watching it a second time, you still won't be able to pin down when one's about to pop up. The best thing about the comedy style is how the characters are made in a troll way as well, making you laugh just by the looks of them, which in turn catches you off guard once again. Be sure to keep your guard or you'll die as if you just inhaled Joker's gas, making all those Joker fanboys come out of hiding. The best part about it was when he was just chilling, standing there clenching his fists while fighting Speed of Sound Sonic, and he landed on it while doing that windblade kick. All of a sudden, we started experiencing technical difficulties, and we don't know what happened, but inside, we all know what happened now, don't we? One Punch Man is a show that escalated everyone's standards and just made us expect more shows like that to pop up every year. But that's just not possible since it's a one-of-a-kind and the perfection it achieved can't be achieved by anyone else. Moreover, the way it all progressed and the way it did everything was so on point that I doubt anyone else can do it and be a good hit even while following in the same footsteps. It's something that introduced anime to the whole world and made more and more people pick anime up, giving it a chance just to become ultimate fanboys the very next day. It's given birth to a lot of weebs and have made a lot of nerds come out of hiding since it's made anime normal and something that can be quite enjoyable at the same time. It's truly in all means something you just can't miss out on. Something that's so good that it's too much of a waste not to watch it. It's definitely one of the best shows of the decade and something that almost everyone is sure to enjoy. I haven't seen a single person who says otherwise and tells that it was a show that was boring or something by any means. It's literally impossible since the show has done everything in the best and most perfect way possible. Be sure to leave a like, it helps us a lot, and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications since we post videos featuring anime you definitely can't miss out on. Till then, goodbye.